what's up, America? Hey, what's up, America? It's Todd and Ashlie. Hello. Episode 9. 2 Chains. Slovenia, baby. What's up? All right, thank you guys for watching. Welcome to our little podcast, aka YouTube thing.
What's it called when you...
Highly sought after signage by our daughter, our 8-year-old daughter, Ruby. The Amazing Race.
This is one of a kind. In fact, Phil...
He wanted it. He wanted it. And we said, this is ours. It's made from our daughter, for crying out loud.
Todd said $1 million.
I said, give us $1 million for that. We are here to discuss episode 9 in Slovenia.
Can you believe episode 9?
Wow.
We are at the final 5, you folks.
Wow. But so we are in Slovenia, right? Mm-hmm. So we start off in Slovenia, pull the clue, and we're off to the city square. Get to the city square, and we're going to the wooden backpack challenge.
It's an automatic roadblock.
Backpack wooden challenge. At this point, we're in second place, so we're feeling good.
John and Greg, guess what? We're on your trails.
You know what? We're coming for you, baby.
We're coming for you. We're going to get you.
I got gray in my beard, okay, bro? That's experience, dude.
Listen, Slovenia left me with like a handful of gray
Let's
hair.
go. Get that wooden backpack on, right? And you have no idea what it's for, right? And they say, just go to this place.
Wait. So the second he puts on the wooden backpack, it was like clink, like you took off like lightning. You were like, okay, bye.
So I get to this like backpack challenge, right? And like the thing you don't realize is like each little thing is hanging on by a string. Each level had to be a certain tool, right? And so I quickly sketched it and then I got out of there, right?
Yeah.
Because I was scared that if it fell, I wouldn't know what level it went on.
How to put it back.
Right. And so I sketched it out. That's what took me a little longer than John, right? But I sketched it out and I was out.
And I will say that like in the spirit of old Amazing Grace, there was a part of me rewatching it because I wasn't there with you, is I felt like how it should have been is if you drop anything at any given point, they should have been automatically sent to the starting point and to reassemble. That to me is very indicative of old Amazing Grace. He's still fighting this cold, so
I sound better.
So I kind of felt like when I was watching the show, I saw Greg drop something, I saw Corey drop something, I saw Chelsea and Anna Lee. You were the only contestant, and maybe Joel, that didn't drop anything the entire way to there. So I was kind of like, well, that kind of sucks. Like you go slow and you're very careful and you make sure you don't drop anything, and there's no reward for it, but I was irritated with that.
The thing that you don't see there is like, it's about like, okay, so from when you get that wooden backpack and gotta find all the tools, it's about a quarter mile. And then once you put all the tools on the thing and then you have to find the center to take it to, that's about a half mile, right? And so like you run really fast, that quarter mile, you get there, I was so out of breath. And then so you put it on and then you gotta like walk. And like I said on the show, and I'm glad they showed it, it like takes every fiber of your being not to run or not to rush.
I can imagine.
You gotta like shut it down and be like, screw it, I'm just gonna walk.
Slow and steady is wins.
And so but remember, all they give you is a picture of the square that you're supposed to go to. They don't tell you where it is, what it is. They don't tell you a name. They just a picture.
Yeah.
Right. And so you have to show strangers it. And one person said, "Hey, it's this way," and I asked another person and said, "Hey, it's that way." And then you're like, "Which way do I go? Which way do I go?" Right?
Or
and so,
like John, where it's like it's all the way in Germany.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'll think about that."
Yeah.
We asked one more person. At the time, I was walking by this outside cafe, and I saw this server. I'm like, he's got to know. And so I told him, and I was like, "Hey, which way is it? Is this way, this way?" And he's like, "You know what? It's this way. I know exactly where it is. It's right down the street." And I'm like, sweet. And so that's what I finally, but what they don't show is like how many times sometimes you have to ask where it is. And so finally I get there, turn it in, everything's good.
We're second to leave.
Do my little wind test. I know which way to go.
Did that help?
No, honestly, I knew exactly where I needed to go. Once I'm there and I'm there, like I was locked in, right? Once I know it.
You're good at that.
Right? And so we get there and then now it's off to Pivka Yama.
And I was stoked because I was like, dude, this sounds like awesome. We're going to go to this cave. We've been to like many caves like in Arizona, like on trips with families and stuff. So like I was so excited.
Caves.
And we're leaving in second. So we're sitting so pretty at this point. And what they didn't show was that before we got to the to our car, we asked someone for directions, and Todd is very thorough with his directions. So he wrote literally line by line every step of the way. You're going to take this exit, or you're going to make a right here, and then in the
I write down everything page, like detail for details, turn by turn.
And if you ever decide to go on the race, forewarn you, like, don't spend too much time getting directions, because that will bite you in the butt. Like, some people take forever.
You gotta know when to cut them off. Like, sorry, dude. Like, thank you. Yeah, know when to fold them. It really is like that.
And Todd doesn't know when to walk away, because he's just so friendly. And he's like, you know what? This man is like taking time out of his day, and I'm gonna give him. And I'm like, we're in a race, dude. Like, cut it off. But he can't do it, and it's okay.
Anyway, so I found out, like, they said, oh, it's exit, and like on their phone, it said exit 375, right? I'm like, sweet, exit 375, locked and loaded, let's go.
So,
and so
as we're driving,
we went, and like, okay, so we need to go to this one little town, right? And so we're coming up to this one little town to go this way for this one little town, but I don't see the 375 exit.
But we see the exit. We see that it says Pivka Jama.
No, it didn't say Pivka Jama.
What did it say?
It said like the town that Pivka Jama's in.
Let's say, just for sake, let's say it was called
Pivka Jama. No, it's the town that was called, right? But like I was like, hey, there might be another one down the road of the same town. Like, let's not turn down there. Let's go.
No,
and then,
I knew where we needed to go, because
she knew, and I did not.
It said the town, that exactly where we needed to go, and then it said / Pivka Jama.
I didn't see that.
So I saw it, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's the direction we need to go.
And I didn't listen to her.
But he said, no, because my directions that I wrote down from the phone says it needs to be exit 375. And that doesn't say 375. So I'm going to assume that that's not where we go.
Okay, I screwed up.
No, I know. So as we pass it,
instantly we knew we were wrong.
Literally the second we passed it, Todd was like, that was bad.
That was it. My bad, babe. In America, or in LA at least, I don't know about, but like you miss an exit or you miss a turn, right? You got to go maybe a mile most. Get off, turn around, go back. No big deal, right? Maybe it's 30 seconds difference. This place, Slovenia, 30 miles, people. 30 miles, right? I missed the turnout. The next one isn't for 30 stinking miles. Right? No, it's like whatever it is in kilometers. It was like 30 miles.
Me is so again, they don't show this. Is we exit and we get to a road stop and we stop.
It shows the road stop a little bit.
No, that's not the person being talked to. So we stop and we like ask people for directions, and we stop and there's a family. There's a man, a wife, and 2 kids. Mm-hmm. So we're telling him the story of like, yeah, can you believe it? Like, my husband didn't listen to me.
I love that guy. He was smoking a cig.
Yeah, he was just like. And so we're telling him, like, yeah, can you believe it? Todd didn't even listen to me. Like, I knew where I was going. And he was like, listen, I hear you, but I'm going to go with your husband on this.
I love that guy. My
I was
man.
like, what? You're going to go with my husband?
My man. We're going to have a stogie together
sometime. And I, like, literally, I was so baffled. But I'm like, wait. I just told you the entire story, and you're still going to side with him, knowing that, like he made the mistake.
Got to go with my bros.
And he was like, listen. Why?
I know how a wife could be on a road trip. Yeah, that's what he said.
And I was like... And I looked at his wife and I was like, can you believe this? And it was like such a funny moment.
It was funny because he wasn't American. He was Croatian.
Yeah.
Right? And like we had the same issue.
And they were like on a road trip. Yeah. So like they probably already went through the exact same thing we just went through.
Only theirs isn't for $1 million.
No. So it was just like I
wish they showed that kind of stuff,
honestly,
you know?
That was probably,
we had some good times with some people that we didn't even know.
I will say that was probably one of my favorite memories. Out of the entire race, that right there.
Because we were lost. She's so angry at me. And I go up to this guy and I'm like, she vents and tells him the whole story.
And he
totally sides with me. Totally sides with me. All based on like that I'm a dude. Like that was it. Like he sided with me. I was like, yeah, you're my man. He's like, he had the same spirit as like Liam and Jeremy. You know, like me, Liam, Jeremy, and that guy at the side of the road. We were like brothers.
Liam and Jeremy.
We're like brothers.
Listen. He won't stop talking about how much he loves you.
Love you guys.
He loves you. Come and we'll take you to dinner. I'll show you the
ways.
We'll take you to dinner. Don't come to California and not reach out to us. We're going to talk about this when I see you.
So we finally get to Pivka Jama and we pull up, right? And we see that we're pretty much the last team.
So this is the moment. Okay, let's talk about this. This is the moment where I was like, I cannot believe this. This is the first time in the race that we have been in the back, way back in the pack. Like, as we're running down, and listen, again, what they don't show you.
You gotta know that, listen, we banter, we bicker, but we also apologize. We also love each other. Right? They don't show that. They don't show that, people.
Because
right?
you know why? It's not good TV.
It's not good TV.
So, like, after our
listen,
anytime
if there's
that
anyone on this planet Earth that's allowed to tell me to shut up, it's my wife, not you.
And the thing is, too, is like, again, every
cares?
bad moment that we've had, and that was always our story, is that, like, we know that going into this race is going to test us, and it's going to be explosive, and we may not agree. We may have really bad and, like, really low points, but as long as we can come together and be like, hey, listen, I was a jerk back there. I am so sorry. That was unacceptable. And both of us have said that, but like they don't show that.
Like, brothers are allowed to bicker like that. You know, sisters are allowed. We've seen it on the show, right? Sisters are allowed to bicker with each other's mother, daughter, father, son, father, daughter, right? But like the moment we say hurry up, you guys are like, oh, I don't like the way they talk to each other.
They're
like,
headed
relax.
for divorce. No, listen.
No, like listen, we're fine.
This man can't leave me.
We're so fine. We're so fine.
He can't
We're so
leave me
okay,
even
guys.
If he wanted to.
Yeah.
Blink twice if you.
We're fine.
Listen, the best of times, it was the worst of times. As you continue to watch this race, watch it with the lens of like, this is a show, and every contestant is at the mercy of the editor. So
anyway, so we get to Pivka Jama, and like listen, this cave was absolutely stunning, absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And guess
Literally
what?
the belly of the earth.
Right. And guess what? We
missed it
all because we were so upset and so behind that we were
Yeah.
just like running through that thing. And like what they don't show you is like from that opening of the cave to the very bottom where we like put together a dragon, it was like a half mile down into the earth. And it went from like hot summer day to like freezing cold, you can see your breath.
Yeah.
And so like that's the one thing that you can't really feel on the show. Like it was cold down there. And at first you're like, oh, this feels good. And after a while you're like, you know what?
Well, when you're there as long as we were, it was not as refreshing.
So like we got a little hope when we saw every team there.
did.
Every team other than
Robin and Chelsea.
And so like we're like, cool, we're in it, right? And so we get to working, and this thing was, in my opinion, it was the hardest
challenge
we had.
Really?
Detour, yeah, it was the hardest one we had.
Yeah.
For sure. Because it took us a long time, and we just
it took
couldn't
us a
get
long
it.
time, and like what
We're
you
in
don't
the back. The
listen,
race in the back is a lot
But
different.
also, you're in it. Okay, what you don't understand is like these pieces of puzzles are like super heavy pieces of plywood.
They're like plywood
that
big,
have like prefabricated cuts. But you're in a dark, cold, wet, dank cave.
Dank.
That like dank.
Dank. Don't know what it means.
Isn't
but it
dank
sounds nice.
like mean like wettish?
Kinda, I guess.
Dankish. What am I thinking? Damp? Damp. Maybe I'm thinking damp. You're in the damp cave that like, what does wood do when it's wet? It expands. So like when we're trying to figure out this puzzle, it's just not working. It's taking
just not
us
fitting into
forever.
place half the time.
Probably 20 minutes into us arriving, John and Greg leave. And then it's Joel and Garrett. And then it's Rob and Corey. And then it's Steve and Natalie. And we're still in it. And so, like, I'm at this point starting to, like, mentally freak out a bit.
But the saving grace is that Chelsea and Robin are not there. As we
Tell
bickered.
them about your finger.
Oh,
This
so
is
there's
so
like one
funny.
part slam. I don't think they even caught this part on the camera, but like she was like going to, like Ashlie was helping and she's going to slant, like put a piece in, and like she slams it and it goes like straight on my toe. And like I'm wearing like some ons, right? Where it's like basically just like fabric, and it just goes wham right on my toe, and I'm like, ugh. And then later I'm like hammering and I'm just like wham right on my thumb, and I'm like, oh.
The show shows it like we were like close.
Not even close.
We weren't close.
We were
at
at
all.
least 2 hours ahead.
At least, which is
Right.
crazy because we were at least an hour and a half from the pack.
Right.
And then
so
like
Robin and Chelsea were lost. So finally we get to Wanda's fish farm, right? And it's between a fish pen and
Or
retrieving some
search.
mussels. Yeah, search for some mussels. We enjoy, and Ashlie is a beast physically that they don't really show on the show, but like she is like by far the most physical female on that show. We choose the physical
We
challenges
will
every
always
time.
choose physical.
Put some respect on it. Like, please. All right. So anyway, we do the physical challenge and we do the muscle. Jane, 2
Let
chains.
me tell you that, like, I put on that wetsuit and that wetsuit was so small. I could barely breathe. I could barely move. I
Really?
think they gave me like a size small. I am not a small girl. I like put it on and I was all, I could not move in it. It was awful.
I felt sexy in mine. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad that makes one of us because I felt like an Oompa Loompa like coming out like the.
Anyway, I was yeah.
Finally get to the fish farm and we get in the kayak and we're like,
We can't find the stinking chains.
oh Lord have mercy. It
Can't
was
find the chains.
so ridiculous.
And so finally, so we look onto the platforms. We look around. Like, I didn't realize the clue said that you get your chains on the platform, right? That's what the clue said. I assumed the platform was the platform that the fish pens were on.
Asking the guy who's doing demonstrations, which is like this young kid, and we're like, hey,
where
are the chains?
I was
And
like,
he's
hey kid, hey 15-year-old kid,
where are the chains?
He's like, oh, what? I'm like, where are the chains?
He's like, I cannot tell you. Listen,
Didn't work.
Maybe it's on that platform.
Find a platform across the way, but we see this like cement platform. We're like,
So we're like, duh.
That's it.
Of course they've got to be on this random platform where there's nothing there. So we like get in the kayak. We finally get there. Todd hops out, and
there's like, I would say 7 people on the platform, and so they're like, I was talking to them, and they refused to talk to me.
Well,
like,
of course they can't.
No, they wouldn't even talk to me. I'm like, excuse me. I'd be like, hey, sir, and just like say
they're
nothing.
like, idiota.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, sir, like, hey, do you know where the chains are? Do you know where the chains are? Hello, hey. Babe, they're not talking to me. Hello.
And I'm all, hurry up.
And like,
get in the boat.
And I was like,
you're wasting your time.
I was like, babe, they're not talking to me. It looks like they're controlling the drones. And they're all.
And I'm like, that would be an indication that we're not in the right spot.
And I'm like, hello, do you see me? Like, I felt like I was a ghost. Where's the chain?
I'm like, there's a chain there. And it was like one of those big, like, industrial
like a battleship chains, right? Like they like hold down battleships on the dock, right?
Oh, grab it, put it around your neck, and let's go. Like
I started getting mad at the people. Like, why won't you talk to me? Why won't you talk to me? I'm like, maybe they're not allowed to talk to me.
Maybe this is part of the task.
Interesting.
Maybe my task is to woo them so much where they befriend me. So Todd's running around this platform. We're not getting anything. And I'm like, get in the boat. We're done. There's nothing here.
Anyway.
We get back in the kayak.
And Ashlie had a great idea.
No, I didn't. We both said, maybe it's that janky meth platform way over there. So we're like, let's go.
To be fair, it looked like a meth lab. It was a beat up old camper,
it was so
aka
weird.
RV,
what is it doing in the middle
on
of the
like
ocean?
a middle of a platform in the middle of the ocean. You're like, do they make meth?
I was like, this is so sketchy. Let's go. Like that clearly is where we need to be.
Those have to have chains. They have to have chains.
Whether it's the chains we need or not, there's chains there.
Yeah.
So
we'll either get chained up and tortured or chained for some muscles.
For the challenge.
Yeah.
So halfway we're,
either way, some muscles are getting chained.
So like, I'm like, you know what? This does not seem right. I opened the clue and it says, if at any point you drop your chain, you must go back to the platform.
Back. She's all, maybe it's at the platform where we picked up our kayaks. I'm like, you know what?
You're like,
that makes so much sense. It took us a good 30 to 45 minutes to find those chains. Yeah. And that's why I was so excited to find the chains. 2 chains, baby. I found the 2 chains. What's up? And I related it to double entendre rapper 2 Chainz. What's up, 2 Chainz?
I didn't even know who 2 Chainz was.
2 Chainz.
He was so celebrating 2 Chainz. I'm like, I don't know.
2 Chainz, baby.
I don't even know what 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
I don't know.
He's a rapper.
When he said 2 Chainz, I thought like he literally was celebrating about the 2 Chainz. I had no idea he was a rapper.
When you see me celebrate it, I found the chain.
But here's the thing, like I was mad because I'm like, hurry up. Like we've made so many mistakes.
I was so excited.
And I was so mad. Like again.
Listen, it was like a 30, 45 minute trek looking for these chains.
It's been a long
so when I found them, I was like Leonardo DiCaprio on Titanic. Like
King of the world?
King of the world, baby. I was king of the world. How to celebrate those little victories, right? Like sometimes when life sucks, when things suck, right? When life, and this is a good life lesson, people. Like, so take note.
Hunker down.
Yeah, take out your notes. Okay, so like when you're doing a bad job in something, when your life sucks, when things suck, right? You have to enjoy those little victories, right? That's what's gonna get you back. I've been in games, comeback victories in basketball, where it's like it takes that one layup, right? And then second layup, and third layup, and all of a sudden you're back in the game, right? And so that was our comeback, baby. That was our
No,
comeback.
it wasn't. It wasn't our comeback. So
It could have been.
So it should have been. It should have been.
Here's the thing about Ashlie. When things start going downhill with her, like, I never knew this about her. Okay, this is like behind the scenes action. Okay,
You're telling
like,
me my dirty, darkest secrets?
Absolutely.
Babe.
So like with me, I've always been a competitor, and I've always been like, she knows me like my deepest, darkest from like when I played pro ball or when I was a SWAT officer. She saw me at my like most hardcore like competitiveness, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen her there. I've finally seen her there. And when there's a mistake and she falls back a little bit in the race, we call it like quicksand, where the harder you try, the worse it gets, and you keep sinking down. And so that's sort of the first time I actually saw you starting to like really get upset and really get frustrated.
Yeah.
But I had confidence where it's like, hey, we're in the back. We're not gonna catch up. But let's have some fun, number one. Number two, we're not out yet,
That's
baby.
not fun for me.
Let's
though.
go.
That's not fun
That's
for
how
me.
I was.
So wait,
And
so
Liam, Jeremy, you know how I am. You're like, come on, baby. You're just like me. We're cut from the same cloth.
Liam
One
and Jeremy
heart,
are like, leave us
one
out
love,
of your marital fight.
One love, right?
Stop.
You know how.
Liam and Jeremy are like, we're done here. Like
They're like, he's too much. All right. So anyway, so we finally get the 2 chains. And let me tell you this, like the cleaning the fish bin was no easy feat.
No,
it was tough. It was a
hard.
rough,
It was so
rough stuff. And I'm glad I got to show my Arnold voice. Yeah, I'll get down now.
Get the barnacles off.
Get the barnacles off the fish bin. Get out of here. Right? I got to do my Arnold voice.
That was funny.
Right? So
I did.
finally.
I laughed super hard at that.
Yeah.
But like, it did hurt your back. Like, it was literally back-breaking work.
One section took you a good 15 minutes of like hard work.
Yeah.
Like it took a long time. It was rough. And then
And first of all, these barnacles were disgusting. You're like grinding off, like you would grind it and like it
like
was just
guts
gross.
and like
It was gross.
guts and like juicy like
You don't need
guts
to see
would
that.
come up.
It was gross.
So we finally get that done. And even the lady was like, that's the best out of all the
She
teams.
was like, listen, that was phenomenal. You guys did such a great job.
And that was one of our problems. We did it too well. We try to do it like perfectly.
Perfect. Don't. Listen,
don't.
Here's
Little
a tip. If you
tip
go
of the
on
race.
the race, do everything
half
mass.
butt, right? Half mass, right?
Yes.
Do it and then see if you get checked.
and roll the dice.
Roll the dice.
You're better off hoping that they're like,
They
know
pass
what?
you.
Cool.
Right.
If not, then spend another 10 minutes. You're better off getting like 3 or 4 checks doing half work than like spending like
2
way too
hours
much time trying
doing
to be
it the
perfect.
right way. Yeah.
Don't do that. Do it half mass and you're good.
Right. With that, and then we off to the castle.
was
And like
so
at that
beautiful.
point, we're like, cool. We're like not last, but like we're definitely not like close,
No,
right?
no. Yeah.
So we finally get to the pit stop,
Castle.
and like let me
So
tell you,
served.
those old ladies were like hitting on me. I felt so special.
Wait, no, but
I felt
but
so
like they
special.
rubbed Joel's beard on their
When
face.
I saw that, I was so jealous. I'm like, Joel, why? How are you rubbing his dirty beard?
That was your
When
girl.
like she was my girl, she
That
was
was
hitting
your
on me.
girl.
That girl was hitting on me like
She
no
was.
other.
She was.
And she's rubbing on some other guy's dirty beard. Like, come on, dude. She rubbed my face a little bit.
I know.
But she was my lady, and she was cheating on me with Joel. So yeah, we were gonna say that. Roll it. So we finally get there, and it is definitely the worst finish of our lives. 5th though. So like, I don't know. Do we hold the record for most 5th places? Probably.
Maybe.
Right? If not, we're pretty dang close. We're the most consistent team on this race. We are the most, do we need to kick it in a second or third gear? Probably. But we are the most consistent. We stay alive. Let's stay tuned for more, baby. That kind of wraps it up for the day. And that's episode 9. Stick with us for episode 10. Please root for us because we need your support. Right.
And yeah, we are off to Sweden. So it's getting close. We're at the final 5 now and things are going to transpire.
Final 5. This is a big one for us. Let's see what happens. Stay tuned. Peace.